Hi everybody, this is Jesse Brown, the holistic guru with the hair yogi, Yolanda Graves here, and today we're talking about hair types. The hair yogi is going to take the mystery out of all these numbers and things associated with hair so that you can make the best choice for your hairstyle, your hair type, based on your hair type, the hair products, and all that. So, hair yogi, tell us what are the types of hair? And how are the categories? How is this broken down?
Well, first of all, you need to understand, if you understand and you understand your hair texture, it makes it so much easier for you to choose products and also what styles work best for you.
Okay.
So there's a lot of talk about 4C, 1A, 2B, which are types and textures, which was given to the layperson. So when they spoke to the professional, they could kind of convey a little bit about what their hair was like.
Okay.
So you have type 1, which is straight, stick straight, naturally straight, not relaxed straight, but stick straight from nature.
Okay.
Then you have type 2, which is wavy. When you think of wavy, think of the letter S.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have type 3, which is curly, which gives you more of a C formation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a C.
Okay.
And then when you get into type 4, you get into the circular hair, curl within the curl within the curl.
Mm.
Okay? So with each...
Real tight.
Real tight. Okay. So with each, type 1, 2, 3, and 4, there is a subtype, which is A, B, and C, which runs through each of those, which is fine, medium, and coarse.
Okay.
Now, what that speaks to is the feel of hair. That is the true texture, your feel of hair. So some hair may feel like cotton, and it can still be in the 4 or anywhere from the 2 to 4 types. Curl wavy hair can feel like cotton.
Okay.
Curly hair can feel like cotton. And kinky hair can feel like cotton. They also can feel like silk. They can feel like wool. And they can feel like wire.
Okay.
So you may have straight hair that may be more wiry. Or you may have wavy hair that is more cottony. So you need to understand the combination of hair that you have, so then therefore you know what styles will last better on you. So you, for instance, you would most definitely have like a 4C. Which is a curl within a curl within a curl, which is kinky, and yet it feels like cotton. So sometimes people will look at that type of hair and think it's like really hard to work with and it's really quote unquote nappy. But once you touch the hair, it is so cottony soft. And then you find that you have to be delicate with that type of hair. So then you have hair that looks really wavy and looks like quote unquote good hair. And you touch it, and it's more wiry or woolly, has more of a sharpness to it. Okay. That's why it shines so hard.
Oh.
So when you have Asian hair that shines very hard, it has more of a wire feel. Think of wire, your slinky. Remember the slinky?
Yeah.
It shined. That's a wire. And if you notice, it's also a coil. So some hair types are wiry and curly like that. So whenever you think of texture, always think of the feel of your hair in its natural state, and then you have a better understanding of what type of hair you have.
Okay, good. So when it comes to making hair choices, so when a woman says, "I want my hair to be like a picture, a particular picture,"
right?
Or anybody says,
anybody,
I guess men
right?
or women,
and it could be locks or whatever, because sometimes people look at locks and they think, well, I want my locks to have this silky kind of finish to them. Well, your hair is cottony, so therefore it doesn't reflect light very well. So it won't shine as hard. Okay. So someone who has more of a wiry type of hair, when you lock their hair, the new growth shines really well, and then the lock is not as cloudy because the hair reflects light better. Okay. So those things are also, you need to take into consideration. And whenever a client asks for a hairstyle, you try to get them to understand we need to work what's best for you. Now, the hairstyle can be used as a guide to get them to somewhere close to that, but always work with what works best for your hair type, your texture, and your face.
Okay, type, texture, and face.
Yes. You want everything to be becoming on you, to be pleasing on you.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. So, how does that relate to hair products as well?
Well, for instance,
and if a person's hair is, I say a particular structure, like whatever, if it's wiry or something, or for lack of a better word, coarse. Okay. Will it get soft with certain products?
Well, moisture is the key to anything.
Okay.
Moisturizing, keeping the hair soft, moisture is the key. But the difference is, though, you'll learn how often to moisturize, depending on your hair type.
Okay.
So hair that is very porous, which means it doesn't shine a lot, which is cottony hair, it needs a lot of moisture because cotton is dry. You know, think of the texture of cotton.
Okay.
Cotton is dry.
And it's absorbent.
And it's very absorbent. So it's going to suck in moisture like never before. So you need to remember that the hair that is cottony, that 4C hair, needs a lot of moisture. And the reason being is that moisture has to travel up the strand in a spiral to get to the end of your hair.
Wow.
Because your hair doesn't hang down. Your hair defies gravity. So therefore, moisture and everything has to defy gravity as well and grow upwards. Since it's not easily done that way, we have to help it get to the ends by applying product that has moisture in it to our ends to help it. That's one thing. Now, of course, you have hair that is more wavy and it is wiry in texture. You can almost see it, you know, the oil traveling down the strand because the hair kind of hangs a little bit more. So the more your hair defies gravity, the harder it is to get the moisture to the ends.
Okay.
So you have to do that.
Now, sometimes people have different types of hair on the same head.
Very true, because I am one of those people.
Okay.
And of course, you address each area accordingly. So the areas that need the most moisture, you're going to do that, and the areas that don't, you don't have to over moisturize those areas. And it's usually from between the back and sides. So sometimes people may have a different texture on the side than they have in the top, or a different texture on the top than they have in the back. So sometimes you can even have three textures, you know, one on top, one on sides, and one in the back. So if you understand texture and you understand that you have two textures or three textures, you can address each one accordingly.
Okay. All right. So for you, natural hair wearers or natural hair carers, you want to understand more about how to care and wear your natural hair or someone else's, then go to the Detroit Natural Hair Meetup group on Meetup.com. That's the Detroit Natural Hair Meetup group, and join. And you'll be privy to more information. So we'll have some things on Facebook, but we're more specifically going to have things that pertain to natural hair on that Meetup site. So we look forward to hearing from you. Leave us your comments here or on the Detroit Natural Hair Meetup group site. And we'll be looking forward to meeting with you, answering your questions, and helping you to address your natural hair concerns. See you real soon.